well. And, of course, links to the Zoom that you guys. Okay, let me start to take attendance. And I much prefer if people are on camera. If that's not possible, I understand, but it helps. I don't care what your house looks like. I don't care. That's not a variable. Okay, someone else is joining. Okay, Clarissa Anderson. Amanda Dana. I know her, I don't see her. Kay Dukes is here. I met you, right? That's right. Manuel Favela.
I'm here.
Okay, good. And let me know if I am mispronouncing your name. Aya Maki. Arden Morehouse.
Hi.
Okay, Arden, hi. That's a great name. I had an elementary school classmate named Arden, and I have not heard that name until now. all these years later.
Yeah, my grandma actually met somebody in art school named Arden. She's like, "Oh, I like that name." And so
It's a beautiful name. I think it's Irish.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. You have to find out. Usma Mukhtar.
I'm right here.
Okay. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes.
Okay, good. Amanda, I see you sent me a message. Hi, Amanda. I had her in class before.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm great. How was your summer?
You know, crazy. I think for all of us it's been, but at least we were able to be out and about. And my daughter got married on Sunday.
Oh, congratulations to her.
Thank you. I'm still recovering.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Aiden Piper. Aiden is here. Okay, hi, Aiden. Raquel Reyes. Hannah Russ. Let's see. Mandy Shen.
I'm here.
Hi, Mandy. And how do you pronounce Derica? Derica?
Yes, Derica.
Derica. Now, why does your name look familiar? I didn't have you in class before.
No, this is actually my first semester here in Northeastern. Yeah, I'm a transfer student.
I know your name.
Okay.
So now I have to figure out how. Evelyn Vasquez?
I'm here.
Oh, hi, Evelyn. Okay, so we have several people not here. Is there anyone here whose name I did not call? Okay, looks like Hannah Rust has joined.
Yeah, me, I am Aki.
Okay, good. I am Mackie. Okay, good. All right. So how you guys feeling about the new semester? Do you have any classes in person?
I have one.
Okay.
I have 4. Oh my gosh.
Wait, who said that? Amanda?
Yeah, I have 4 in-person classes.
That's different.
Yeah.
I have 2 out of the 4 courses I'm teaching. I have 2 in person. And I was on campus yesterday all day, and it was strange. It takes some getting used to. Like, I went to make copies at the copy machine, suddenly forgot how to do it.
Oh no.
I had to get the administrative assistant to help me. And I've been at NEIU for 10 years.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been there. Last time I was there was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, and that's why. So it'll come back to you.
Yeah, it was weird being back.
It is. Okay, so today we're going to go over the syllabus. We're going to have a couple of icebreakers, and then we'll start in on the content. How does that sound? Does anyone have questions so far? Okay. Let me pull up the syllabus. What? That's not it. Okay, it was there. So sorry. Let me pull it up. This is very strange. It was right there. I'm gonna have to pull it up from G2L.
Oh my God, I didn't want to go away.
The case of the disappearing syllabus.
Oh my God. Don't touch my elbow. It's my nail.
Oh, Clarissa entered. Let her in.
Go. See you.
Okay, so we will try this again. Let me mark Clarissa here. You're with us, Clarissa?
Yes, hello.
Okay, hi. Okay, let me pull up the syllabus. Ah, what is happening? I'm so sorry. So strange. Here we go. So sorry about that. Okay, so welcome to TESL 341. This is basically the theories course in the whole undergrad course series. It's called Principles of Language Teaching Online, Teaching English as a Second Language, Principles of Language Teaching Online. Of course, it's a 3-hour course. And here's the course description. Theories and principles underlying the teaching of English as a second language to limited English-speaking children and adults. Survey of various methodologies, second language teaching and bilingual education. Reviews relationships between language and culture and discusses the major problems in language education. So one of the reasons I like this course is it really is varied. It actually kind of started out as just a simple theories course that focused a lot on the history of teaching in a theoretical way. But Well, we introduced some like policy information and content about how teaching English might have certain undertones and what that means to us as teachers. I think you'll find it interesting. My name is Courtney Francis. My office is Lekwalesa Hall, 3067. So I'm actually literally right next to the TESL office, which is in the corner of that floor. Okay. My office hours are Tuesdays from 12:15 to 1:15 and Thursdays from 3 to 4 or by appointment. And I am flexible. I always have a full-time load, but I'm flexible. I don't have any small children at home. And so I can meet with you, especially online. I will be on campus on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. My extension is 5872. I think the best way to reach me, though, is via email. Like I say, I only go into the office on certain days. So email is better than voicemail, but voicemail is certainly fine too. I will get the voicemail. Okay. I don't know if you have questions along the way. Try to check my email once or twice a day. This is the book that we're using, purple and white, and it's entitled How Languages Are Learned. Okay, published by Oxford, and the author is Patsy Lightbound. When you look at that last name real quick, it looks like light brown, but her name is Patsy Lightbound. This is a wonderful book. It's not thick. I like it because it's well written, and it has most of what we need. We'll also be relying on articles as well, which I'll be posting on D12. So that's the only book that you need to purchase. You don't need to purchase it new because there's no like CD or anything we'll be using with it. It's not a workbook, so it's not consumable. So you're fine to purchase it used on Amazon or anywhere else. Okay. So I'll breeze through. These are some of the articles we'll be using. Some of these articles you might find so interesting that you'll want to look for the author and see if that person has written any books. So here are the course objectives. Students will understand the history of second and foreign language teaching. That whole second language teaching is starting to phase out. It's really teaching English to speakers of other languages, right? Because English may not be their first language. It may be their fourth. Here in the United States, we sometimes don't realize that people in other countries already speak sometimes multiple languages. It's not uncommon, but may not be the second language. Students will understand the various theories and methodologies which have been used in the teaching of second and foreign languages. Students will understand the politics of language education in this country, something we may or may not have thought about before. Students will learn about the various types of language programs available in this country, which is important for future teachers. Students will understand how people learn in general and how they learn languages specifically. And at some point, we'll be doing the learning style inventory. You're going to be doing that yourself, even though some of you probably have done that inventory before. It's always good to do it again. So the learning style inventory and the multiple intelligences inventory. We're going to think about how the way we learn impacts the way we teach. And we're going to think about the way our students might learn and how we might fit that the best way. Students will understand the impact of various pedagogical choices. So, this is supposed to be red. I'm going to change it on D2L, so sorry. So, synchronous classes like today, when we're on Zoom, are color-coded green. Asynchronous classes, which I'll discuss in a minute, will be color-coded yellow. And no class should be red. I will change that. So basically, it's every other week. And if that changes, I'll let you know well in advance. But since this is a synchronous week, next week is an asynchronous week. The way an asynchronous week looks is on Sunday. Could be any time on Sunday, depending on when I get it done. I will send you like a package for that week. And normally the package for that week is due the following Saturday. It doesn't usually involve like submitting an assignment. It usually involves the discussion board or video amp. Have any of you done video amp before? I know Amanda has, I think. But video amp is the way I use videos so that everyone can participate and respond to the videos as a group. It's really a wonderful tool. And there will be other platforms that I use. The one is called Padlet. Padlet is like a discussion board, but the beauty of it is you can see everything at once at a glance. And you can use different graphics and pictures, unlike the D2L discussion board. There is, now I can't think of the name of it. There is a platform where everyone can annotate an article as a group, and it doesn't have to be all at the same time. And you're doing it within a week's time, responding to your classmates, responding to the content that's presented. Okay? So again, your asynchronous week, I will send out usually a video of me teaching a lesson, right, with the PowerPoint. I'll post that. I'll post the actual PowerPoint in addition to you seeing it in video. And I'll post whatever you're expected to do for that week. Okay, and again, I'll change the no class to red. Okay. So, of course, the syllabus is subject to change. But this is how it looks. So week 1, which is green, which means we're synchronous, is just an introduction to the course and an introduction to the principles of TESL. Okay, so that first column indicates the week that we're in. The second column lets you know what dates constitute that week. The third column lets you know roughly what the topic is going to be. The fourth column here is what the reading is that you're supposed to do prior to the following week. So I don't expect you to have reading done before this week, but I will expect you to have reading done before next week. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let me know, because I can't see you guys. Does it make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, good. So we'll be meeting in person on Zoom this Monday, and I'm sorry, today's Tuesday and Thursday. This last column, which I guess is the 5th column, is kind of a tickler, letting you know what is upcoming. Okay, what is coming up that's due. This course in particular, and I have not been successful in changing it, work on it, but it is very, it's not top heavy because the assignments come later, which means you just have to be ready. Like I don't have anything due for next week. I would like to have something due for next week because of the nature of the course. It's not really like that. So you'll see in this fourth column, some of the reading is going to be on D2L, right? But some of the reading is going to be from your text. Okay. So if you don't have the text yet, please get it soon. Okay. So it'll say either class textbook or in the folder. And the folder is in the content section of D2L. Okay, so you'll see this next week is yellow. That means I'm sending it to you on Sunday. Okay. I see there are a few mistakes on here. So I have to correct those. Like we don't have an online session here. I apologize. I think this is a function of me being so wrapped up in my daughter's wedding. So I usually don't have mistakes. There's a few mistakes. So, you know, even though we're going to be asynchronous next week, you will still have reading for the following week. Okay? And it appears in that fourth column. You'll see in the fifth column, you should begin studying for the test that will be coming up on the 9th. So that's the first thing that's upcoming. Okay? Now, in any class, whenever I give quizzes and tests, I always give a study guide. So the study guide will probably come to you like on Saturday. So your test is not till week 3. I'll probably send the study guide Saturday or Sunday or early next week, but you'll get it in plenty of time. The test will be open book, which sounds really easy, but it's not because it requires you to be very organized. When I teach, I use a PowerPoint. When I finish or almost finish with the PowerPoint, I post it. So that is always available to you. You should be able to access the PowerPoint, any PowerPoint that we've done, your notes from the reading or from class, any videos we've looked at. Okay, so all that can be at your fingertips. We actually take tests in class so that I'm available to you, but it is open book. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So as you see in the second week, we're talking about language learning, explanations, language teaching, and learning methods. We're not going to spend that much time on methods. I usually spend a lot of time on methods, but I think that's more of a focus in 340. Week 3, we get into the politics of language in English language teaching, social justice issues, issues of standard English. What is that? Why is it called standard English? We're going to get into some controversial topics. And I know you guys are mature and we can discuss and debate professionally and kindly. And I always learn from you. I learn from my students. Week 4, we're going to talk about linguistic power in public schools. Empowerment is a big topic because that's what we want to do for our students, not just transmit the concept and the content to their brain, but helping them to empower themselves. We're going to talk about teacher identity. Sometimes that is ignored. How do we identify and how does that impact the way we teach? Participatory approach to teaching, which relates to empowerment. Week 5, we're going to talk about language learning in early childhood, one of my favorite topics. Week 6, second language learning, multiple intelligences, learning styles, week 7. Immigrant identity, cross-linguistic influences, which has to do with good old language contact, which is so fascinating. Code switching and error. As teachers, how do we deal with error in students? Are there different types of errors in English language learners? We're going to examine that. And our readings turn to things that will prepare us for, topics that will prepare us for assignments. Yes, I did. I already said test. The second thing that comes up is a policy memo assignment that's not due till the 24th. Okay, so really pay attention to everything we're discussing, everything we're reading, everything on PowerPoint, because all that stuff is going to contribute later to your assignments. Okay, so there's a policy memo. Then week 8, we're talking more about immigrant identity, code switching and error. Then we're talking about ethnography, language, and identity. What's coming up here is your choice paper. We call it a choice paper because you have a choice of 3 types of paper. You can write a paper about code switching. You can write a paper, an ethnography paper about individual ethnography or institutional ethnography. And I'll flesh all that out later. That's not due till October 24th. But you have a lot of stuff that's kind of clumped. You have a brief self-reflection that's due a week later. That's it's brief, but it's not that brief. It's not like a page long. This is actually usually students' favorite paper. They get to reflect in certain ways, different ways. It's a 3-dimensional paper. They get to reflect on their past, on their present, and on their future. It's a fun paper for me to read. At some point, and it's tentative here, I'm looking at October 19th, which is week 9. At some point, we'll have a library research and orientation session. I may do it sooner, but how many of you have already had the librarian come in and do an orientation about how to do research with a library resource? Shout out if you've already done it.
Done it.
Aiden, you said you did it?
Yes.
Okay, Aiden did it, all right. Anybody else?
Is it like
For COVID, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if it's like the one that they do in person.
Yes, yeah. It's the one they do in person. They're just going to be online.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you've had it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's good to know, who has had it because it'll be a repeat, and I'll let the librarian know some of our students have had it already. And in a minute, I'll tell you why we're doing it. The student empowerment classroom observation. I've canceled this a couple of times, and I'm still not sure whether I'm going to include it or not. It depends on how things go. It used to be that this assignment requires students to go inside of classrooms, which is not easy anymore. And I have not always been satisfied with the virtual observation. So I have to think on that. I will let you know if we're going to do that one. So at this point, here I am at week 9. We'll be talking about individual differences in second language learning. That has to do more with different personalities and what makes students strong language learners, right? Different variables. We'll be talking about age, and acquisition, the critical period, and when is the most easiest time to learn a new language. Okay. Then week 10, identity and language learning, linguistic relativity, historical landmarks and cross-cultural research, discourse, nonverbal communication. Oh, students love this. I think you'll like it. The nonverbal communication across cultures, pragmatics across cultures, and cultural adjustment issues. So that's week 10. If all goes well, this is another tentative assignment. It's to write a group memo. I think we'll be able to do this because we have the breakout rooms. So if we do this, this is an in-class, okay? The next two assignments are the two final assignments, and they're really important. So one is the Annotated Bibliography, which is due on the 24th of November. And then we finally have the Literature Review, which is not due until the 9th of December. And of course, those two assignments are linked, they're related. The Annotated Bibliography helps you with the Literature Review for sure. Okay. And during those weeks, we'll be talking about affective factors in teaching and learning and student empowerment. We'll be talking about, again, standard English and whiteness. We'll be talking about world Englishes. There's not just one way to speak English. I don't know if any of you have seen that wonderful British guy who does like 24 English accents, not English accents from here, but English accents from the UK. He's so good, and he's about 19 years old. So that's just in the UK. But imagine all the English accents across the world. The ways of speaking English, I should say more than English accents, the ways of speaking English, because it impacts not just our treatment of phonology, but it impacts our treatment of grammar too. Okay. We'll finish up with what does it mean to know a language for academic purposes, and then dialect usage. Sometimes I have to eliminate some of these topics, but that's basically all the topics and all the assignments, okay? Before I move on to the rest of the syllabus, are there any questions? What I want to mention to you, and I want to start to mention to you from the beginning, is that the annotated bibliography and literature review that I require might be different from ones that you've done in the past. So please never Google how to do an annotated bibliography or how to do a literature review. What you can Google is format, like formatting things. That you can, but like in terms of content, I'll lead the way on that. Okay, so let's look at the individual assignments and what they're worth. So there's one task, it's worth 100 points. The policy memo is worth 150 points. Your choice paper is 100 points. The brief self-reflection is 50 points. The classroom observation assignment, if we do it, is 100 points. The Teach English with Care group memo is 100 points. The annotated bibliography is 100 points, but the literature review is worth double that. It's 200 points. And as I say, the literature review builds off of the annotated bibliography. And I think you'll enjoy this because you'll have the opportunity to choose your topic. And I'm a big fan of choice, and I will have like probably 3 dozen topics to choose from. And if you don't like those, if there's something that I talked about that's not on the list, you can come to me and say, hey, I really want to dig deeper in this topic. Can I do it? Okay. that's the point layout with a total of 1,000 points. That'll be reduced if we eliminate anything. Okay, the work we'll be doing, we will be reading and discussing the information presented in the text and other handouts, taking part in classroom activities that reinforce concepts learned in class, completing a reflection of your own learning based on theories of individual differences, completing a small group project, applying information learned in the class to the writing of a memo, completing an ethnographic interview or code switching study, synthesizing and integrating the information inside into a paper. So let me just say something about that. So there'll be 3 choices. 2 of those choices involve meeting with someone for whom English is not their first language. So if you have someone in mind, you can kind of start thinking about that. Your final grade will be determined by the percentage of possible points you earn on assignments, should say a test, and classroom attendance and participation. Okay, so I can learn your names, I'm gonna have you read these items. Clarissa, can you read number 1?
I'm starting from additional elective information.
Yes,
We'll cover a variety of topics, including but not necessarily limited to the following: history of language teaching, politics of language teaching, learning theory, and language policy.
Okay, thank you. Amanda, can you do the next one? The random tidbit. Might have stepped away. Okay, we'll skip to K. Oh, no, Amanda's not here. I thought Amanda was here. Okay, K, can you read the second one?
Please check your email every day.
Okay, thank you. That's important. I don't expect you to respond if it's the weekend, but I have the habit of sending out emails on Sundays and sometimes late at night. So just, check when you can and try to do it daily. Thank you. And Manuel, number 3.
Submit all assignment graded and ungraded on time. If you must be absent,
No, I don't want
you can send assignment via email.
Okay. Thank you. Number 4, Aya.
If a class is missed, get notes and handouts from a friend, PowerPoint, and or recording from D2L. Feel free to ask me to fill in any gap. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, so I prefer if you kind of check whatever I posted first and then come to me if there's any questions, because it sometimes becomes overwhelming. I have several people coming to me every week. Can you tell me what we did? And, we will have recordings. And that's another thing I need to ask you about, are you comfortable with me recording class? And if you're not comfortable, you can message me privately in the chat and I will record it. But if it's a bad, go ahead.
I think it's a very good idea. I took like 2 classes last semester with remote learning, and I have my kids who are doing remote learning as well. So most of the time I'm not in the class very well. So when I do homework at night when they're asleep, I go back to the recording and I go through everything when it's quiet and I can focus more. So I would say yes, please record the lectures. Yep.
And that is what most students say, that the recording comes in handy, even to review for a test, because sometimes the PowerPoint, there are nuances that you don't get in the PowerPoint that you do get in the recording. Number 5, Arden.
Please let me know if you're going to be absent.
Okay, thank you. Number 6, Usma.
You must complete all the assignments to pass the course.
Okay. I might be calling on Usma and Arden a lot because I really like those names. I like all of your names. Aiden, like these are really cool modern names. Okay, and I'm a name person. I don't know if any of you ladies did this or even the gentlemen. When I was a little girl, I would make lists of names for my future children. Did anyone do this? Was I the only one?
Yes.
I do that.
Oh,
Actually have.
Manuel, you did it?
Yeah, like, I'm fascinated. Like, if I have girls, I want them to be named Jade, which is shade in Spanish, or Lluvia, which is rain in Spanish. But there's a lot of other pretty names out there.
Oh, this guy seems like he's a good catch. Wow. Thinking about that. I love it. Okay.
Well, I gotta put some work in the relationship, no?
That comes first. That comes first. Where are we? Number 7. Are we up to Aiden?
Number 7, you must attend or participate each week, whether synchronous or asynchronous. Participation points reflect attendance and participation each week.
Okay, thank you. And you might wonder, how do I figure that out when it's an asynchronous week? Well, D2L is wonderful. You know, not only do I try to read your comments, but D2L has a statistical function that lets me know how many times each person has participated, how many times each person has either commented on someone else's post or initiated their own post. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So that helps me to figure out the asynchronous week. Okay, number 8, Raquel's not here. Number 8, Hannah.
Please be on time. Tardiness of more than 5 minutes is marked as an absence.
Okay. Thank you, Hannah. Number 9, Mandy.
Okay. Intelligent participation in class discussion is appreciated whether synchronized or asynchronized.
Okay, that's important. By intelligent participation, I don't mean you have to use big words or anything, or that you even have to do research. I want your comments to be thoughtful. That's all. I don't want you to just say, I agreed with the instructor, or you know, that you agree with one of your classmates. Well, why do you agree? I want to see that you're thinking. Okay. Number 8, Erica.
I think we're on number 10, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I'm sorry. Number
You're
10.
fine. Hurtful comments are not acceptable.
Okay, thank you. So I think I already mentioned that. You know, we want to be respectful of everyone's opinion. Number 11, Evelyn.
Plagiarism and other forms of cheating will not be tolerated.
Okay, thank you. So there'll be a lot of writing in this course. Please just, you know, make sure it's your own words. And if it's not, you're going to let us know what your source was and you're going to quote. And a wonderful source for that is Purdue OWL. They will let you know how to quote and cite and all that good stuff. And if there's any question, because sometimes it's confusing, then you can come to me and say, you can call me Courtney or Miss Francis. Can I ask you about this? I want to make sure I'm not plagiarizing. Would you mind reading? And that's fine. I love to do that. I'll read the rest. The last day to drop a class is October 31st. I'll look and check. I think that's still right. The Office of Student Disabilities can be contacted through this email, and the Learning Success and Writing Lab can be contacted through that email. Of course, it's extra important that you have the right technology. Since this is a remote course, a combination of synchronous and asynchronous format, you're expected to meet certain technical requirements. On an equipment level, you must have regular access to a computer. It can be a PC or a Mac that has a high-speed network connection for accessing the internet and the ability to reach any IU's domain. You'll also have to have the software that will allow you to, one, access the internet, and two, create Microsoft Word, Excel, or PowerPoint documents. I'll let you know we will not be using Excel, but we will be using Microsoft Word. In this class, I'm not sure if we're going to be using PowerPoint though. On a personal skill level, you must be able to operate and navigate websites with an internet browser, create, store, retrieve, upload, and download Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and PDF documents. If you're submitting something to me, by the way, it should be in Word or in PDF. Please do not send me these strange tags. It's just, it won't work. I won't be able to open it. I'll skip down. Claims like I am not computer savvy do not excuse anyone from on-time delivery of assignments and participation in activities. So if there's something that's puzzling to you or is beyond your technical knowledge, let me know. Okay, I'm gonna skip. You already know attendance and academic integrity is important. And I'll count on you to look at the rest of the syllabus in your own time. It tells more about the Learning Success Center, the Center for Academic Writing, course communication incompletes. I don't want to give any incompletes, and incompletes are harder to get than they used to be. Policies changed a few years ago. So really the only incompletes I would give is for someone who's been doing the work all along and something happens near the end of the semester, personally or medically or something like that, God forbid. Okay, then you get an incomplete, you get another semester to finish it. But sometimes students regret it because then they're like, oh my gosh, I have this to do on top of my work. Turn your work in on time. If your work is not in on time, don't not turn it in, because that would mean a 0 as opposed to just late points taken off. Okay. This is what I was talking about. Turn in work as a Word doc, a PowerPoint, or a PDF. Okay. When you submit work, you submit in the corresponding Dropbox folder in B2L, which I'm sure you guys have been doing for a long time. Do I have a question? Who won't allow anyone in right
I mean, the schools, they won't allow observation because I
now?
observed my kid because he was transferred to new school, and I asked them if I can go in and see the new classroom because I did that before. But
Yeah.
we're like,
When was it that you made the request? Do you remember?
I just did it last week
Okay.
because when they started, and I don't know the kind of room that he got because he has IEP. So I wanted to see, because I did it before since he was 3 years old. They get me in the office where nobody, while he can't see me. So I just see how he respond on, like, So when I asked them this time, just to make sure that he's in the right classroom, because this is new district. I just moved here. So they're like, no, I was like, I'm vaccinated. I have like records because I did observation for my school before that. Like I have everything that the TDAP and
Recording in
stuff.
progress.
So they were like, no, you can't. School districts won't allow anybody to go inside during the COVID thing. So
things have been really hard, and I teach the clinical course, TESL 399. I don't think anyone here has had TESL 399 with me. Amanda, did you?
I don't think it was TESL 399.
No, I don't think so either. So students have been taking TESL 399. The only time it was canceled, I think, last year in the summer. But in the fall, we had remote clinicals, and yeah, there was only one school district that had students inside, our students in the classroom with their students, and that was in Skokie. CPS, it wasn't allowed. They had to have a different structure. And then in the spring, it changed a little. Yeah, it changed a little bit, and there was some loosening up. It helps that we partner with several schools for the clinical, so I'm able to draw on that. And then in the summer, which is our summer and their May and June, again, there were some students who were able to be in person. There were actually probably half the students were in person and half were remote. So it's getting better and better. And for the clinical this semester, everyone, unless it changes, everyone is in person. So, but I can't trust that that will still be the case. And I'm gonna monitor your workload because it is a heavy assignment workload in this course. So if I feel like it's been a little too much, then I won't do that assignment. The observation, I'll play it by ear. Okay. So let me pull up the PowerPoint. We were going to do a couple of icebreakers. And looking at the time, that is all we'll have time for. That's heartbreaking. Okay, let's just, there's not that many of you, so let's go around. This is our first PowerPoint, and I'm gonna pull that down. I want your name, your career goal, and some interesting tidbit about you. And then after that, we'll have a little Quizlet about me, and then I think we're gonna run out of time. So we'll start on the new content next time we meet. I'll have to share. So name, career goal, and an interesting tidbit. Can we start with you, Kay?
No, I'm
Okay.
not done going.
Okay, I
Not
forgot what you
done
said.
going.
Name,
Close
verbal,
to
and
3, go.
interesting thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Kay.
Going.
My career goal
Can I have the phone?
has
Not
recently changed.
yet.
It was, I'm in the early ed program, but I now have my eye on grad school. I just don't know what that looks like yet.
Mm-hmm. We don't know which grad program.
Right, yeah. So that's all still TBD, but it's exciting to think about. And an interesting tidbit is, I grew up in rural North Carolina in the Appalachian Mountains.
Wow, that is so cool. Oh gosh, there's an author who is a Pulitzer Prize winning author who used to write for the New York Times, who comes from the Appalachian. Do you know what I'm talking about? Rick. It's not coming to me, but I would love for you to read. I think everyone should read his book because he writes about his own life, and he uses colorful and descriptive language, which can be too heavy when some other writers do it. Like sometimes it's too flowery when other writers, but he does it so well that you feel like you're growing up with him in the Appalachian Mountains. Rick something, it'll come to me. I have several of his books. And one of my favorite writers is Ernest Hemingway, who writes in a very clean fashion. So they're like opposites, but they're still both really good, right? Thank you. Okay, Clarissa.
Like Carissa, my career goal is to own and operate my own daycare.
In Chicago or?
Yes, in Chicago. And an interesting tidbit, I have 2 cats.
No, that's adorable. So when I was in grad school, my second year internship was for the City of Chicago Daycare Licensing Division. And my job was, yeah, it sounds really dry, but my role was in the research division, and I love research, and it really was fascinating. So yeah, that is, and it's greatly needed more daycare, quality daycare.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Chicago. Thank you. Arden?
Career goals. So I want to get my ESL so I can not be in America and go other places. I'm a seamstress, so I want to like go to other places and teach English over there, and also do my art with like I don't know, like the different fabrics and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness, this sounds so fascinating. Do you have an idea of at least what continent or what country?
Oh, definitely Mexico first, China, and Morocco.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, because I have family in Mexico, friends in China, and friends who do stuff with fashion and fabric in Morocco.
Wow.
Next.
Yes, I want to go to Frida Kahlo's museum in Mexico City. That's one of my goals. Thank you. Aiden?
Hey, my name is Aiden, and when I hear Arden, I've had people mistake my name for Arden, so I was like, but my career goals for now, I'm working on.
I get Aiden a lot too, actually.
Oh,
I've heard it all. So, yeah, I'm working on becoming a high school art teacher, but I would love to just do art. So I'm going to give teaching a crack, but I would love to get my MFA one day. And fact about me is, yeah, I met my roommate online when I was 17. I really liked his artwork, and I sent him an email, and 8 years later we lived together. So
what? That is so cool.
yeah, and
I love that you want to get your MFA. Those of you who are interested in grad school, don't give up on your dreams. I feel like good students should not have to pay for grad school. You just have to be willing to be flexible. Like you don't have to necessarily go to grad school here. Although, you know, I'm a big fan of Northeastern and of Chicago. But if you want to increase your chances of getting funding, you know, have an open mind. Thank you.
yeah, I'm
Erica?
not paying a cent. So
Huh?
said I'm not gonna pay a cent.
Good. Good. I love it. Erica?
I'm Derica. Career goals, I want to either become a kindergarten or first grade teacher. And I also have the goal of becoming a children's author. And a fun fact about me, I really love sports, all things sports I enjoy watching.
Wow. And what's your favorite sport?
Probably basketball and tennis.
Okay. Oh yeah, those are fun to watch. I really enjoy watching the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Olympics, I like swimming, track, and dirt bike race.
Really?
I don't know why I like that. That's so crazy. Okay, Evelyn.
Hi, my name is Evelyn. My career goal is I want to go into education. I'm looking into early childhood right now, and I'm currently on campus. That's why I have a mask on.
Oh, okay. Where are you, in the library or?
I'm in a hallway. It's because my other class ends like 10 minutes before this one. So then I was so I was like looking for a spot for this one.
Okay, we're just glad that you're with us.
Yeah. And then I recently got a dog over in May. I got a Yorkie.
Oh,
So he is 4 months old, and we named him Macho.
ah, I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Evelyn. Usma?
Hey, hi, my name is Uzma. One of my career goals is to eventually go into like SPED and teaching SPED. Right now I'm in elementary education and I'm getting a minor in TESL. One interesting fact about me is that like, I don't know, I collect Funko Pops, so I have like a whole wall of them at home.
What?
They're like little action figure, not really like action figures, but they're like characters of like popular people and like actors.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I learned something new every day. Wow, thank you. Thank you, Usma. I like that you're pursuing SPED because there's a real demand. Okay, Mandy?
My name is Mandy. My career goal is to in the future maybe have my own daycare. And an interesting fact about me is that I have 3 younger brothers of different age. One is starting high school next week.
So you're their role model, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Mandy.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I think we just have Amanda, Aya, and Hannah.
I can go.
Okay.
It's sorry, I forgot what it is. Yeah.
Oh, well, we know your name is Hannah. Is there anything else you'd like to be called besides Hannah?
No, that's good.
Okay. And then your career goals, that's something interesting about you.
My career goal is to be a kindergarten teacher. And something interesting about me is I went to boarding school.
Wait, turn on your camera, please.
Okay. Actually, I don't know if it's not working.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay, that's okay. I went to boarding school.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Wait, did you go in the Midwest or?
I went in Massachusetts.
So did I.
I don't think it would be the same school though.
Wait, don't tell me. Just give me a hint.
You're not gonna, I don't think you're gonna guess it.
No, just go ahead. Give me a hint.
It's like 40 minutes outside Worcester and there's literally nothing to do in the area.
Worcester Academy?
No. It's like a private school.
What's the name of it?
Eagle Hill.
Oh, I've heard of it. I have heard of it.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So I went to NMH.
Okay, yeah, I think you guys play us in sports actually.
Yes! I'm sorry,
Yes.
guys. This is crazy.
That's so crazy.
Thank you, Hannah.
Of course.
Now, who are we missing? Amanda? Did Amanda go?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
So my name is Amanda. My career goal is to be it was at first a kindergarten teacher, but now I'm planning to like be first grade. An interesting fact about me is I just recently got married as well, but in June.
Oh, best wishes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I think you're.
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Aya, and I'm married for 8 years now, and I have 2 boys. One is 7 and one is 2. I always wanted to be an engineer, but after I had my first child and he had speech problems, and I watched how his teachers helped him, I decided to study early childhood education. I was born and raised in Iraq. I came here in 2010, so English pretty much is not my first language, but I do my best during my classes to understand every single word. So.
And people whose first language is not English tend to do really well with curriculum like this.
I usually freak out in my classes, and I tell my teachers that you need to like give me like a second because English is not my first language. And the way I finished high school back home, so the way you guys write essays and papers is a little bit different from me. And then when I get my grade, they're like, you were bluffing, or you were just telling us this so we can like be easy on you. I was like, no, I swear, because I really get freaked out when I have papers or stuff like, oh, I'm not gonna do well, because it's like sometimes takes me 10 words to explain something you guys can say in 1 word. So
yeah, it's absolutely right. Those are definite differences, and it's not just with students from Iraq, but students from many countries. So
yes, because we like now I see how my son, he's in 2nd grade, and I see like his books and stuff, and I was like, oh wow, it's totally different than when we used to learn.
When
Even
your
though,
words, So two things that are different. Well, one thing, when you said it takes me a minute, it made me think of something that you may not be thinking of. But so there's an additional wait time when you have English language learners in the classroom. If you're asking a question, the standard wait time is 7 seconds to get the answer from the student. And then you chime in or you move to the next content piece. But with English language learners, you get additional time, more than 7 seconds. And here in the United States, we tend to be uncomfortable with silence. So sometimes it's hard for teachers, it's hard for them to give even the 7 seconds.
Well, usually I do so you guys can like be patient with me, so you can know that I'm thinking or translating the words in my head, so I can get it there.
That's what's happening. And with the writing, and we won't get to the last icebreaker, we'll do that at the beginning of the next class. But the other thing with the writing is very real. And we see it with students who come to college from other countries or come to high school from other countries. Because in many other countries, you're expected to kind of regurgitate what you have learned. Like, it's not unusual to use the exact words you found in a book. And it's not really considered plagiarism. The other thing that's done in many other countries is that you're taught.
That actually happened to me. I came in like the end of 2010, so it was like January 2011. I went to the college, and it was like, oh, just like home, like Google something and copy and paste, and I was like, boom, 0. I was like, what? I started crying because the teacher said, like, you were cheating. I was like, I'm not, like, I don't cheat, but I thought I just got here. I'm here for 2 months now, so you better be easy on me. But like it was that
common with Middle Eastern countries and Asian countries and some African countries.
But now I really make sure I cite everything and put quotes because
because the thing is, here in the US, we want to see you. We want to see your ideas and your interpretation, and in some other countries, that's not encouraged at all.
No, that's we used to like just memorize and copy and paste from your head, like wherever you memorize the book, you go and put it in the exam. So another thing that when I got here, it was like, oh, tell me what you think, what do you see, what's your comment
like,
about
why
this?
are these people asking me
I
this?
have an opinion here. I didn't know that. I have to share what I think and when I said. So yeah, like day after day it got better, but it's been a long time because I got too busy with my family and my kids, and I had to make sure that my kid went back to being okay and talking normally. So I
can tell you're a good mom.
I quit my job and school for 3 years just to make sure my kids be okay. So when he was okay, I was like, I'm going back to school now. And when I decided to go back to school, my second kid happened, and was like, wait, I didn't plan for that, but I'm blessed. I'm thanking God every day for them. And still going to the school.
Okay. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. And before we hang up, I want to mention one other thing. Since Aya brought up the writing, in many other countries, you're taught to romance the reader. What does that mean? That means you beat around the bush at the beginning because you want the reader to like you and maybe like your style of writing. But no, here it's we get to the point, right? So if you went to school here in the US, you're taught to get to the point. And if you don't, if you're not direct like that, then it's not considered good writing. So that's something that's not discussed a lot. You know, it's not just learning the language, but learning the way that we do things. So thank you. I'm sorry I was so long-winded with syllabus, but I wanted to make sure everyone understood. And if you have questions, you can ask them now or next time. Are there any questions?
No, not from this end.
Okay. Okay, so I will see you guys next time, and please start the reading when you can.
Thank you,
Thank
Professor.
you.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Professor.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank
Now can I have it?
Donna.